if you look at the history of innovation and technology in China, well, we actually go back to the Qing Dynasty when, well, when the Western powers came and their weapons were so much better than anything the Qing Dynasty had, and then they started modernizing down in Guangdong with some more modern factories, et cetera, at that time. And that was just, China's been playing technology catch up ever since. Mao Zedong, same thing, in trying to push ahead with technology. Deng Xiaoping was very focused on it. In this modern era, meaning the last couple decades, where it really ramped up was in 2006 with this Indigenous Innovation Program. If you look at indigenous innovation in hindsight now, it's really where China started to figure out they wanted to decouple. They want their own technology. They don't want to be dependent on foreign technology, which is understandable. The problem is the problem and the good thing is they always put everything on paper. So if you read indigenous innovation, it was basically about forcing foreign companies to hand over their technology for market share. Very clearly stated, and as you can imagine, the foreign companies kind of went crazy on this and went back to their governments. It became a huge political issue. And then China had to rhetorically back down a little bit, but not the thrust of what they wanted to do on foreign technology is basically if you're in China doing business and you've got a technology, if you want market share, you got to share your technology. And then all the cyber hacking and all the technology theft really ramped up. And I remember we used to talk to the Chinese government about this, and we'd say, look, we know that spy agencies and militaries always spend time, cyber hacking each other and digging into each other's systems. That's one thing. But what China's doing in stealing technology from foreign companies and handing it over to their state-owned industries is unprecedented. That's not happening by the U.S. or Europe. And they would basically say, they wouldn't say this so directly, but their real thing was it's national security. It's national security to us. We're far behind, and it's a security vulnerability, which China then felt gave them the power to kind of do what they wanted in their own minds. And also they looked at the Opium Wars and going way back and thinking, look, you took advantage of us before, you owe us. And so this has led to where we are today. With Made in China 2025, which is the latest iteration of this. The bad news is it doesn't work. Look at the amount of money that China has put into chips, hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're nowhere in chips. Kind of the sad part of it is if the party trusted its own entrepreneurs, they'd be way ahead. Nobody would have a problem if Chinese entrepreneurs were building companies and competing fairly in the marketplace. They would probably do damn well as in competing in the marketplace. But China makes it a national thing where it's state-owned enterprise and it's a government initiative, and that has helped China stay behind, not get ahead. Now, you undoubtedly China has made great progress in technology, but not in an efficient or cost-effective way. And they've, of course, they've gone into space programs and the quantum computing, et cetera. That after decades of trying, it looks like they're finally coming up with their own airplane, own commercial jetliner. But it's not working, and it's soured the world on China. It's soured businesses on China. They don't trust China when it comes to their technology. Companies will come in and do business in China, but they got both eyes open now that, especially with the rhetoric in recent years about self-reliance. And Made in China 2025 is based on the aspiration of self-reliance, that we want to do it all ourselves. And so if you're a foreign tech company doing business in China, and the government's telling you they want to be self-reliant, Well, what does that tell you? That tells you got a limited lifespan there until China can do what you do. And that doesn't lead to a whole lot of trust. It leads to gaming, like, okay, I'll get as much out of this market for as long as I can. And that's kind of where we are today. And it's not a great state of affairs, actually.